Hi, Shaughnessy Narth, President and CEO of Excel Realty and Mortgage, and I am so happy that you are here because you're looking to apply for a mortgage loan. I'm going to be using this video to just go over the full details in a high level on how the application process works, what a loan officer is looking for, and really kind of just help you along the way. Now, below this video, there are other videos breaking down each step, the loan application, the underwriting phase, the approval process, the docs and funding and all of that. But before we begin, I just want to congratulate you because you're taking the right step. Home ownership is the most important financial thing you'll ever do in your life. Did you know that 98% of all millionaires in the United States, they became millionaires through purchasing real estate? That is just the pure facts, and I'm so happy that you're gonna get your piece of the pie right now. Now, before we get into this, I also wanna say it's not just about the dollars and cents. You know, owning a home is about family, it's about life milestones that you have throughout your life, and being able to have something that's your own and being able to pass that down to the next generation. Generational wealth is a huge thing to be able to do for your kids or whoever it is that you hold dear to you. So sorry I got too deep there, but let's go on to the mortgage application process. So what should you expect? Here at Excel Mortgage Services, you're typically going to fill out an online loan application. You can come in person, you can talk to the loan officer over the phone as well, but most people are just filling out an online loan application nowadays. So what's it going to ask for? Well, it's going to be all your personal information. It's going to ask, is there anybody else applying with you on the loan? And we need their information as well. We're going to ask for employment information. It's going to ask for income information, and it's going to ask for asset information. And assets are just bank statements essentially, or where you're really getting money from to put as a down payment if you're putting down a down payment. Not every loan requires one. And with those assets, it's sometimes asking for down payment, but it's also looking at, is there reserves available? And really, that's just a fancy way of saying, hey, if you were in between jobs after you closed on this loan, would you be able to make the payment, and how long would you be able to make that payment for, again, if you were in between jobs or something like that. That's all they're really looking for. At the end of the loan application, there's what's called disclosures and declarations. Disclosures are basically just asking questions, like have you ever filed for bankruptcy, those kind of things. The declarations is a little bit more of a touchy subject for some people, and I just want to dive into it head first here. So the government is looking at this declaration area to basically monitor lenders throughout the United States and making sure that lenders are lending to everyone, every race, every ethnicity, that type of thing. So it's going to ask what your race is. And a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to put that down, which it actually does have a box that says you don't have to furnish this information. But the reality is that what they're trying to do is make sure that lenders are not discriminating. And not that I think a lot of lenders are out there discriminating against people, but how would they know if they didn't know what race you were? So if they found out that a real large lender out there wasn't lending as much to this particular ethnicity, then they would probably have a problem there, right? And maybe they'd have to look at why that's happening. So it actually is in your benefit to put down the information. And a little known secret, if you don't put it down and you say, hey, I don't want to provide this information, the lender is required by law to basically put something down for you. And the way that they are supposed to do that is they are supposed to Google search your last name, which can be incredibly wrong of the type of race that somebody is. And so my suggestion is to just put it down and move on. So that's about it with the loan application process. Now, what happens after that? Well, your loan officer that you're probably already talking to, they are going to take the information that you provided in the loan application and they're going to look over the documentation that they're going to ask you to upload. Well, what documentation are they going to typically ask for? They're going to ask for paycheck stubs, they're going to ask for bank statements, they're going to ask or have you upload a driver's license, some identifying information, that type of thing. And that's just to begin with. And so then they're going to take and look over the information that you provided in the application and match it up with the paycheck stubs and all the asset information, bank statements, that type of thing. And once they've done that, they're going to probably ask you to pull your credit. So what is pulling your credit? Well, there is what's called a FICO score that you will have, and that is basically just an algorithm that takes into consideration things in your background with credit information. And it's going to take a look and say, hey, what credit score are we saying this person is at? Credit scores can really range from, I think, the low 300s to about an 800 credit score. Typically, a normal credit score is anywhere from 600 on up to 800. So we here at Excel Mortgage Services, we have lenders that will really look at a lot of different credit profiles out there. We have about 60 different lending relationships here, and so what we do is we utilize those relationships to find you who will do the loan for one, and who will give you the best rate and with the lowest fees. And so that's kind of what our job is here, is to make sure, hey, we can get the loan done, and then where can we find it for the best rate and the lowest fees. So the loan officer is going to look at that information, they're going to pull your credit, and when they do, it's going to provide a credit score, and it's also going to provide a lot of information about the type of debts that you have, like a car payment or credit card or those kind of things. So they're going to go over that with you, and it's basically going to allow them to make a determination, does this person qualify for a mortgage loan and at what level? And that's basically it to begin the loan process. Now below this, there are videos on each step of the loan process. And my suggestion is to start taking a look at them now, even if you're just starting the process. But once you have a loan officer behind you, they're going to be walking you through each step of the process. And that's the benefit of working with someone that is an experienced, ethical loan officer that has a lot of lending options out there. All right, this has just been the start of a loan application. Get ready for the next videos. Bye-bye.